Hey everybody, Coach Alex with Oak Strength.
Coach Lauren, Reaction Nutrition.
We are back at it for an entire lower half core centric workout today. Okay, so what you're going to need, something to anchor your body down, whether it be a couch, anything with weight. Okay, so we're going to be holding that on the floor in that supine position. We'll go over that in a second. What else are we going to need?
Something to hold between your calf and kind of the back of your legs. So something to pinch with your feet, like a pillow or a blanket or
Towel.
a backpack, a bag. Yeah.
Yep. And then we'll give you some examples too once we get going. Okay. So just bring your bad self. Let's get started.
There you go.
Okay, everybody. So for today's warm up, we're just going to begin with a movement, lighter version of the movement that we're about to perform. We have 4 movements today. We're going to do, again, as I said earlier, lower half dominance with some core. So first movement is going to be an alternating lateral lunge to knee drive. Okay, we're going to work for 40 seconds. We're going to have a 10-second transition. Okay, so it's going to be quick transitioning, but the goal for today is to really focus on the balance piece because we are going unilateral, and then of course driving off of whatever leg that we're lunging toward. Okay, lunging with. So what it's going to look like, we have a lateral lunge. Lauren's going to demo for me. Both toes are facing forward. She's gonna go ahead and sit back, almost like she's squatting single leg, and she's gonna drive off of that right leg, and, oop.
I was exaggerating for them.
There we go, big drive off of that opposite leg, and then she's gonna bring it up to her chest, okay? Back into the lunge, and then knee is up. This opposite foot though, I want you to try to keep it glued to the floor, don't let it open up, okay? So she's gonna lunge, sit down on that lunge, and then right back up. We're gonna work for 20 seconds on each side, okay? So if you're not already doing so, let's just go ahead and do 5 on each side for our warm up. Keep that chest elevated. Eyes are forward. All right, I have 5 on the opposite side. We're keeping that opposite leg that we're not bending is completely locked out, toes are forward at all times. If you need an option, you don't have to sink down as far, step, drive off of that outside leg and bring it up to that chest. Okay, so with this we're really working on our quads, our hamstrings, our glute, and of course that overall stability and balance, okay? Next movement, this is where you're going to need that object, 2 objects, one to hold underneath your legs, and then one to actually anchor yourself to the floor, okay? So for reference, we are using the foam roller, and then we're also using a very heavy kettlebell to anchor Lauren, okay? The foam roller is going to be under her ankles, almost tucked into like her hamstring glute fold, so you don't wanna be really up high here. You have no control, okay? Down low is where you're gonna have a little bit more control. Feet, the wider they are, the more you're going to feel, again, the control. So what she's going to do, she's gonna shoot her hips up and back. Good. It's that reverse crunch. She's anchoring herself. With this, as she comes down, make sure that lower back stays in contact with the floor. So she comes down here, slow and controlled. It's almost like she's rolling her back flat on the floor as she comes back to that starting position. Okay, so knees are bent, feet are more than about hip width apart.
And we don't need to touch the floor.
Correct. We do not need to touch the floor. You don't want to hyperextend that lower back. Come down, I hyperextend the back. Notice how her ribs are protruding. If I can pull those out, she's no longer engaging her core. So keep that lower back glued. As of right now, I can fit my hand between her and the floor. That is a no-go. Good, belly button toward that spine. Okay, so if you haven't done so already, I want you to crank out 5 of these. You can use any piece of furniture at home. With the foam roller, you can use a towel, you can use a ball. If you have one of those large exercise balls, you can use those. Literally anything that's gonna make you or force you to hold, okay? So next movement is going to be reverse lunge with rotation. How that's gonna go down. Feet are hip width apart, athletic stance always. A lot of times when we come back in that lunge position, our feet come together, and I'll show you that in a second. What I want Lauren to do is step back, reverse lunge, okay? And she's going to rotate. If her right foot is forward, she's gonna rotate to the right. Chest stays elevated. Notice her eyes are following her. She's moving slow and controlled. Her opposite knee is anchoring her to the floor. With this, she's really gonna squeeze that glute, and she's also gonna brace her core, and she's going to rotate, okay? And then come right back, starting position, and she's going to stand, okay? Notice feet are still hip width apart. When she stands up, go ahead and stand up for me. If her feet come together, I could push Lauren over and she's not gonna feel really athletic. She's gonna fall over, she doesn't have that balance. Her core's not engaged and we don't want that, okay? Feet hip width apart, always gonna maintain that athletic posture. Okay, perfect. If you want to add resistance, you can. It's going to make it a little bit more aggressive. Now, one thing I do want to point out, go ahead and come back in that lunge again. You can come knee to the floor, or you can hover off of the floor. This is gonna make it harder. What I don't want to also see with this, guys, is just whacking, flying through the movement. It's slow and controlled, engaging your core the whole time, okay? So that's the third movement. Last movement, we have a grappler toe grab, okay? What this is going to look like, Lauren's gonna lie in that supine position. She's gonna be on her back. Knees are bent. The closer your knees are to your chest, the easier the movement's going to feel. Notice how Lauren can just come up and tap her foot. Pretty much no work at all, right?
No.
Further away, it's going to make her have to reach shoulder blades up off the floor as she goes and touches the opposite foot. Opposite hand, opposite foot, focusing on the crunch. Now, Lauren can come back down and touch the floor with her shoulder blades. It releases the contraction, and of course it opens up her ribs. We don't want that, okay? This is more of that recovery piece, but if you want to stay active and really get the most bang for your buck with this movement, make sure those shoulder blades stay off the floor the whole time, okay? Again, to make it easier, bring your knees closer to your chest. You don't have to lift your shoulder blades off the floor, okay? So those are the 4 movements, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get started here in just a moment. We have 40 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're going 4 rounds, okay? Grab your equipment and let's get this party started. All right, lateral lunge to knee drive. We're going to the right first, 20 seconds. Let's go. It's controlled. So if you have to pause a little bit longer at the top, you can. Notice Lauren and I aren't using any weight for this. Why? Because we really want to focus on that drive, the opposite side. Get ready, we're gonna switch one more lunge, guys, and switch to the opposite side. Good. Toes are forward. That foot is not coming up off the floor. Drive off the opposite side. Get your balance first. Reset and then get into that lunge position. 5 seconds. We're going reverse crunch with that object. 10-second recovery. Grab your equipment. 3, 2, 1, begin. Now, you can move slowly throughout this movement, slow and controlled on the way down. We're getting a little bit more of that eccentric phase, meaning probably gonna be a little bit more sore after this than if you were to just crank them out. Really work on the way down. And remember, heels don't have to touch the floor. Less than 10 seconds. Next move, guys, coming up, we have that reverse lunge with rotation. You can grab weight or no weight, totally up to you. All right, 10 seconds. Oop, I'm sorry, are you okay? All right, so we're going right side first, so lunge with that left leg, or opposite. Remember, it's slow and controlled, so you don't whip that upper body. Lauren is grabbing her hands, creating that fist. You can do that, that's fine too. Switch sides if you haven't already. Get into the lunge and then rotate. Don't rotate and lunge at the same time. Lunge, break it down into 2 movements. Three seconds. Recover, grappler toe grab. Say that fast sometimes. 2, 1, begin. Pause a little bit longer at the top range. Focus on your shoulder blades staying off the floor the whole time if you can. Toes are activated up toward the ceiling. Really grab and hold on to that foot for about 1 to 2 seconds and then release. Three seconds. 2, 1, recover. All right, round 1 complete. 3 more to go. Going back to those reverse lunges and knee drive. Right side first. Let's hit it. Focus on your body weight being distributed to that right heel. If we're moving toward the right or the left, whichever side you're moving toward, Again, body weight is on that right side. Be explosive on the right side as well, driving that knee up to the ceiling. Get ready, we're gonna transition to the opposite side. Here we go.
Safety first. Shoe tie.
Tie your shoes. Wash your hands. Great work, everybody. You've got this. 3, 2, 1. Quick recovery. Grab your equipment. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. It's almost like we're slinking our way back into that starting position. Just slow and controlled, knees to elbows, to kind of give you a reference of where, or direction of where we're going. Yep, the less you use the anchor, the harder it's going to be, in case you didn't hear Lauren. And recover. Reverse lunge rotation. Slow and controlled, move with a purpose. 2 different movements. Reverse lunge right side, here we go. Get ready. We're gonna transition, opposite side. And with this, we're bending both knees at the same time. Notice both of my legs are 90 and 90. That back leg should not be locked out at any point in time, and we should not be really driving that foot so far forward that our knees are too far over our toe, okay? All right, guys. Grappler toe grab. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Great pause, Lauren. Really big reach. Again, the further you drive your feet away, the more of a reach you're going to need to hit that toe. Now, if it's too aggressive, bring your knees in. I'd rather you do the move correctly than really struggle through even completing one quality repetition. Make it a little bit harder. Grab the outside of your foot. Recover. All right, back to the top, halfway through. Lateral lunge to knee drive. Right side, let's hit it. Great work, everybody. Remember, toes are forward. If that opposite foot comes off the floor, it's probably because you're lunging too far to the right. Get ready to transition to the opposite side. Ten seconds, you guys have got this. Notice how we pause longer at the top. I want you guys to do the same as well. Get that balance. All right, here we go. Reverse crunch with that object. Grab your equipment. Lauren is quick. About 10 seconds, everybody. Belly button is drawn in. Recover. Two, one, right side, reverse lunge. Now with this movement, we're really focusing on literally the entire lumbar, thoracic spine. Let's go ahead and switch sides if you haven't already. The mobility there, and if this is hard for you, maybe you only get about halfway through. So Lauren's gonna come halfway. If you get even here, that's okay, not ideal, but the more you can move to the opposite side is ideal, okay? And if you're not doing this at home, this is difficult for you, it's probably one of the things that you should be doing more often. Go ahead and recover. We're going right into that grappler toe grab. And begin. Now it is a grab, so make sure we're grabbing those toes and not just touching our foot, and hold. Great work. You guys have less than 15 seconds. Let's make it happen. Make sure we're lifting our shoulder blades off the floor, not just our head. Recover. All right, last round. Three, two, one, to the right. Here we go. Toes are facing forward. Give me one more, and switch to the opposite side. It's our last round, everybody. Let's go out with a bang. Don't stop short, 10 seconds, come on. Three, two, one, recover. These are my favorite. Here we go. Lauren, did we just become best friends? Yep. Great work, everybody. We're halfway. Remember, the less you use that anchor, the harder it's going to be. Recover. Right side, reverse lunge. Remember, it makes it a little bit more aggressive, harder when we drop down or when we hover above the floor. It's easier if we drop down because we can control the rotation a little more. Go ahead and switch sides. It actually allows you to open up, okay? If you get a really big stretch in that hip flexor and that psoas muscle even as we transition, as we step back, if you are gonna ground yourself to the floor, make sure your back foot, that toe stays activated and it's tucked under instead of here, okay? 2, 1, and recover. Last movement, guys. Grappler toe grab. 3, 2, 1, begin. Twenty seconds. Woo. Three, 2, 1, and recover. Woo. Nice work, everybody. Those were awesome. I don't know about you, but for Lauren and I, those 2 core movements were new to us. Yeah. It's great to incorporate new movements every time we do something, I mean, if you're doing the same thing over and over again, you're gonna get the same exact result, right? So just adding something new every time, just like we've been doing every day with these videos for you, okay?
Maybe find you're sore in new places too.
Yes, yeah, because if you're constantly doing the same thing, again, you're gonna get the exact same thing. What's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just stretch it out. We're gonna stay in this kneeling position. We're gonna kick that right foot forward, shoot those hips forward, squeeze that left glute, open up the hip flexor and that quad. If you can have an active foot here or relaxed. When I'm here, I'm able to force my hips forward a little bit more so I get a greater stretch. And let's go ahead and switch. All right, switch again. We're gonna do the exact same thing, except if my left knee is down, I'm gonna shoot my left hip out, and I'm gonna reach the opposite side. So what I mean by out is Lauren's gonna shoot her hip toward me, and then reach her hand toward the opposite direction. And slowly come out of that. Transition to the opposite side. Hips forward, reach. Hips to the right, hands to the left. All right, and recover. Let's go ahead and take it down to the floor, take a seat. We're gonna go ahead and bring those feet together in that butterfly position, shoulders rolled down and back. Use your elbows to push those knees down. Now we don't want to bounce throughout this move, this stretch. I just want you to drive those elbows down, bring your knees as close as you can to the floor. Don't hurt yourself, and just hold it. Take a big deep breath in, and slowly exhale, and try to push a little bit further. Big deep breath in, slowly exhale, push a little further. One more. Exhale. And push a little further. We're going to just hold it here for about 10 more seconds. And recover. Okay, you can either stay in this position or you can bring your legs out. What we're going to do is our last one. We're just going to stretch that scalene, okay? So we're gonna take our left ear, bring it to our left shoulder, right hand. We're gonna walk it out. Just walk it out as far as you can. If you want, kind of change the angle here, you can bring your chin down to your chest. Get a deeper stretch. So ears to the shoulder, or you can kind of bring it halfway through here, and then walk those hands out a little bit further. All right, and come out of that. Opposite side, right ear, right shoulder, and walk it out as far as you can. And again, feel free to change the angle here. A really big stretch in that neck. You can feel a little bit in my traps even. All right, and slowly come out of that. All right, fantastic work today, everybody. If you're not already following us on social media or subscribing to our YouTube channel, I want you to. Guys, thanks for coming out. My name is Coach Alex with Oak Strength.
Coach Lauren.
Until next time.